Hey, this is IFBB professional bodybuilder Ben Pekulski coming at you from the MI40 gym in Tampa. I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into how exactly I designed the MI40 Foundation program phase by phase, with the primary focus of teaching you guys everything you need to do to get yourself to the most effective and efficient ability to contract muscles and thereby build muscles. So it's one of the most well-designed programs that we've ever done. I really love the program. We've got over 100,000 people that have actually gone through that program and have seen tremendous results. Most of them saying it's the best program they've ever done, and there's a reason for that. So we walk you through at each phase really logically and sequentially, so that we're kind of working on your weakest link every single time. And I don't know you, I've never met you, but I can assume that where most people are, I've been to thousands of gyms in my life, seen hundreds of thousands of people, spoke to thousands of people in seminars, and it seems like there's a very few number of criteria where everybody kind of is that they're sticking on, the sticking points that's preventing them from getting the physique that they're after. So I developed the MI40 Foundation program to fill in those blanks and take you from where you are now to where you want to be. So the first part of MI40 Foundation is really focusing on taking you from a primer phase. So everyone should start MI40 Foundation with a primer phase, which is a 3 to 6 week program teaching you effective movement patterns. So we give you hundreds of videos so you can look through every single exercise and maximize and optimize your performance for that exercise. So a primer phase is focusing on about 60% effort, 60% load, and just making sure you're moving through the most effective and most efficient movement pattern possible for that muscle, making sure that muscle is isolated. There's nothing else working. So one of the terms we like to use is set up, stand proud, and lock it down. And what does lock it down mean? It means the only thing that's moving your body is that one muscle, that one limb, that one joint. So set up, stand proud, lock it down. So once you set up, you're releasing the stand proud, and you're not going to allow anything else to move except for that one thing we're doing. That's really important in your primer. And then just isolating that muscular contraction. What most of you are going to notice, that's really hard when you start. It's very difficult. So you actually end up using lighter weight. We do not advocate using lighter weight. We advocate using the most effective weight for that muscle. And most of you have never used that muscle through its entire contractile range. So when you pick up a weight and actually start using that muscle, it's going to be substantially lighter than you used to. But bear with me. Believe me, it'll come back quickly, because now you're using that muscle. That muscle is going to be taxed a lot more. You're going to get a lot more metabolic stimulus. You're going to improve your body composition a lot faster. I know it's going to feel like you're taking 2 steps backward, but trust me, if you want to take 10 steps forward, you have to do it. So start with the primer, and then from there we're going to move into phase 1 of MI40 Foundation, which is what I call the indoctrination phase. So we're going to start indoctrinating you with all these execution tips and variables in perfect expert form. So first phase is just reintroducing the essentials, or reinforcing the essentials. The 6 essentials of exercise is something that we really drive home here in the MI40 gym. If you're not familiar with them, check them out on YouTube. Then we're going to move, that's the first week. The second week, we're going to move you into something that we call ER-TUT, every range, time under tension. So most people spend time where they're strongest, where they're best, where their muscles, where they feel their muscles the best. That's usually the term I hear. Well, I feel it best there, so I like to do it there. Well, guess what? You're only as strong as your weakest link. So we're going to take you during the second and third week where you're uncomfortable, where you're not strong, and where you're weak, with the intent of doing what? Getting stronger. There's going to be a tremendous amount of frequency. There's going to be relatively low volume for the most part. Short workouts with higher frequency. So every body part will be trained twice, sometimes even 3 times per week. So you're getting really frequent stimulation. So the logic there is, because you're typically probably haven't been training for a really long time, or if you have been training for a long time, you maybe haven't been doing this type of form a long time, I want you to learn it. I want you to master it. So by doing it once a week, it's not enough. We need to get you doing 2-3 times a week so that you can remember. Your nervous system starts to remember, your brain starts to remember these things. So really important. The beginning phases of MI40 Foundation are higher frequency. Then we're going to move you into a high and low threshold style training. So it's what we call an intensification style training. So now we've learned how to contract these muscles, and then we're starting adding a little more frequency to it, and now we're going to start pushing up the amount of effort. So now we're going to start pushing up the amount of work done in those workouts. So we're going to start using graded loads. So we started off with these relatively light loads for you, and now we're going to start building that strength. So we're going to start intensifying the workouts, increasing the percentage of loads used. We're going to keep and maintain that intensity for about 7 to 10 days, and then we're going to do a bit of a deload phase. And during the deload phases, we do something I call a pause and prime. Very, very similar to a primer phase, but what it is, it's going to be maintaining tension in the lengthened range, maintaining maximum tension in the lengthened range, and using a complete stop so that we make sure that keeping tension in the working muscles, stop, eliminate inertia, contract through the range of motion. Okay, and then we're going to finish up the MI40 Foundation phase with a intensity or all-out overreaching phase, all-out accumulation phase, basically. So we're going to move you from this deload into the last week, which is going to be basically really hard workouts, increased volume, and really try to capitalize on all those awesome contractions you've had over the last 4 and 5 weeks, and really get the greatest results over the last 6 weeks. So it's going to be the most difficult of the weeks. Everyone loves the final week. It's really, really stressful, really strenuous, but really rewarding when you're done, because you're going to see tremendous results. So, and then from there, I suggest everyone take at least 3 to 4 days off training completely, allow your body to recover, and really focus on off-day nutrition. And I've done a lot of videos and articles on off-day nutrition, so I suggest you check those out. So there you have it, how exactly we laid out the MI40 Foundation program to maximize your progress and transformation. So pay really close attention to the videos. I literally have done hundreds of videos for this program, because I want you guys to succeed. If you can't do an exercise properly, the likelihood of you building a muscle is very, very slim. So you'll all notice that you have strong body parts that develop really quickly, and you probably do those exercises really, really well. And then you have ones that don't develop so quickly. So you need to pay particular attention to maximizing and mastering your form. It may take a hit to your ego, but anyone who wants to be successful, you need to be mature about it. Realize, listen, it doesn't matter what weight I'm using. I don't need forced reps right now. I don't need to use crappy form and sling weights around. I need to make sure the muscle I'm trying to work is doing all the work possible. Stand up, or stand proud, set up, lock it down. Thanks guys, Ben Pakulski from the MI40 Gym in Tampa, out.